Chapter 16. Brightest Idea. It was the house of Mrs. Jyoti, but it was a terrible house because it was terribly infested with rats. Rats here and rats there were rats everywhere. Finally, Mrs. Jyoti had no other way but to find a solution, and she brought a cat. The cat looked gentle, but she was ferocious. She used to attack the rats and kill them. She liked them for her food more than anything else. She liked to have rats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Of course, her menu included milk, bread, and cheese too, but the rats gave her the greatest delight. This made the rats in the house very unhappy. At last, the president of the rats called an emergency meeting. All the rats gathered in the storeroom at the middle of the night. They were cautious enough not to make any noise because all the members of the house were fast asleep, of course, including the cat. The president chaired the meeting and invited the rats to offer solutions to the problem. Most of them sat silently bewildered what could be a workable solution. Some of them gave some suggestions, but they were not acceptable. The brightest suggestion was given by a young enthusiastic rat. He said, "We must find a bell. We shall tie it to the neck of the cat. Whenever the cat would move, the bell would ring and it would tell us that the danger is approaching." The rats liked the idea. They raised their voice and clapped their hands and tapped their feet on the table to welcome the suggestion. It appeared to them that it was the brightest idea and that it was a workable solution. Just then, an old rat stood up and with the president's permission asked, "But who will bell the cat?" All joy, clapping and dancing vanished in no time. A greater problem stared them in the eyes. But they had forgotten that their noise had awakened the cat out of a deep slumber. She came silently and pounced upon them, and she caught two rats, one of them the young rat who had given the suggestion, and the other the president, and the others poor rats. They ran here and there and everywhere to save their lives. They now knew that some ideas are very bright to look, but they are not at all workable. Word power. Infest, to exist in large numbers. Ferocious, very aggressive. Delight, a feeling of great pleasure, joy. Cautious, being careful to avoid danger. Bewildered, confused. Enthusiastic, excited. Approach, to come near. Slumber, sleep.